Welcome back to Learner's World. Today's video is another Did You Know video. This one is going to go over some science facts that aren't necessarily the most well known. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting off with quantum physics. So at microscopic scales, particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously, which is known as superposition. They can walk through solid barriers, known as tunneling, and influence each other instantaneously across vast distances, which is known as entanglement. Quantum uncertainty is real. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle shows you can't know both a particle's position and momentum at the same time. The more precisely you measure one, the less you know about the other. The word quantum means discrete or in packets. Now about the Schrodinger's cat theory, the idea was the cat was in the box, and until you open the box, you don't know if it's alive or dead. It was a famous thought experience showing that quantum systems can be in multiple states at once, such as a cat being alive and dead until it is observed. Quantum teleportation, this is when information moves instantly. Scientists can teleport information between particles using entanglement. Now about theoretical physics, we have information is never destroyed, even inside black holes, and that the universe may be a sticky fluid rather than a vacuum. The sticky universe theory, so some models suggest the universe behaves more like a sticky fluid than a void, challenging the current standard model of cosmology. Time and entropy. The arrow of time, so why it flows forward, is largely believed to be due to entropy or disorder, rising from a very low entropy state at the Big Bang. Superfluids, so at near absolute zero, liquids become superfluids, which have zero viscosity, allowing them to climb up walls and flow endlessly without friction. Particle misconception, contrary to common understanding, electron neutrinos are not guaranteed to be the lowest mass neutrino state. Foundational chemistry, so liquid air has a bluish tint. Atoms are essentially empty space. Water behaves contrary to the general chemical principle that substances contract when cooled. Glass is not truly a solid, but an amorphous solid or supercooled liquid that flows over thousands of years. Besides gold and copper, all other 118 elements are recognized to be a silvery or a gray color. The odor in a swimming pool is generally not from chlorine itself, but from chloramines produced by the reaction of chlorine with urine. Your body contains enough carbon to produce graphite for about 9,000 pencils, and air turns into a liquid at negative 190 degrees Celsius. Geology, so the Great Unconformity is a missing gap of up to 1.5 billion years in Earth's rock record. Pumice is a volcanic rock filled with air pockets, making it dense enough to float on water. Scientists discovered 2.64 billion-year-old water trapped in pockets within a Canadian mine, which is older than most surface geological structures. Tectonic plates move at approximately the same speed as human fingernails grow, roughly 5 to 10 centimeters per year. Volcanoes have created over 80% of the Earth's surface. The granite in mountain ranges, like the Sierra Nevada, was once magma that cooled slowly miles beneath the Earth's surface, which is now exposed by erosion. Meteorology, so derived from the Greek word meaning things in the air, covers fascinating phenomenon beyond daily forecasts. When raindrops fall, they are not teardrop shaped. They resemble more of a shape of small hamburger buns. When early hygrometers or humidity sensors utilize human hair because it elongates as humidity rises. You can estimate the temperature by counting cricket chirps. Count the number of chirps in 14 seconds and add 40 to get the temperature in Fahrenheit. The term meteorology comes from Aristotle's Meteorologica, which grouped all atmospheric phenomena, rain, snow, and shooting stars together in 340 BC. The Fujiwara effect, so when two hurricanes or tropical storms spin close to each other, they start an intense dance around a common center, often merging into one massive, powerful storm. And lightning does not occur just in storms. It often follows volcanic eruptions. Biology. So a lobster's blood is colorless. However, when exposed to oxygen, it turns blue. To escape predators, some sea cucumbers can eject their internal organs. Later, they can regrow them. Some animals can detect magnetic fields. Magnetoreception allows animals to detect magnetic fields to determine location, altitude, and direction. These animals include bacteria, nematodes, birds, and some mammals. Most caterpillars have 12 simple eyes called ocelli. They line the caterpillar's heads. Some snakes can sense body heat in the dark. Pit vipers, for example, can see infrared images similar to a thermal camera. Humans glow in the dark. Humans give off a small amount of light that is too weak for the naked eye to notice, but we still kind of glow. Your stomach lining rebuilds itself every 3 days to avoid digesting itself. The lungs are the only organs that can float on water. The air-filled structure makes them buoyant like tiny floaties. And your bones are alive. Bones are not solid, static structures. They constantly regenerate and replace themselves every 10 years. Neuroscience. So the human brain is a remarkably complex organ weighing only about 3 pounds, yet consuming 20% of the body's energy and holding roughly 86 billion neurons. The brain feels no pain, so despite being the pain center for the body, the brain itself has no pain receptors. Self-rewiring, also known as neuroplasticity, the brain can constantly reorganize itself and create new neural pathways throughout your life, known as neuroplasticity. 60% of the human brain is made of fat, making it the fattiest organ in the human body. These fatty acids are crucial for your brain's performance, so make sure you're fueling it with healthy brain-boosting nutrients. Your brain isn't fully formed until age 25. Brain development begins from the back of the brain and works its way to the front. Brain information can travel up to an impressive 350 miles per hour. Ecology. So forests create their own rain, while termites and ants together weigh more than all humans combined. Dolphins are use unique personalized whistles to identify each other, effectively having names. Roughly 30% of all carbon stored in the world's forests is held in South American forests. 97% of Earth's water is saltwater. Soil is the most diverse habitat, with a single teaspoon containing more microbes than there are people on Earth. Zoology. Octopuses have 3 hearts. Bats are the only mammals that can fly. Cockroaches can live for weeks without their heads, eventually dying of starvation. Rhinoceros horns are made of compacted hair. Frogs use their eyes to help swallow food by blinking to push food down their throats. The blue whale makes the loudest sound of any animal. Dolphins, whales, and sea snakes will drown if they stay underwater too long. Jellyfish, sponges, and sea anemones exist without a brain. Immunology. A single drop of blood can contain up to 25,000 white blood cells, which act as your body's soldiers. Memory B cells can live for decades, allowing your body to quickly produce antibodies if the same pathogen re-enters. An estimated 70% of your immune system's functionality is located in the gut. The major histocompatibility complex, MHC gene, which allows T cells to detect infected cells, also produces a scent that influences mate selection, preferring partners with a different MHC profile. Your defense is split into the innate system, rapid general defense, and the adaptive system, targeted learned defense. Lymph nodes, which filter out germs, are located all over the body, including behind your knees. Your immune system can be strengthened by healthy habits similar to a muscle. Astrophysics. A teaspoon of neutron star matter weighs over 8 trillion kilograms. Time slows down near light speed. 95% of the cosmos is invisible dark matter or energy. Space is filled with floating oceans and alcohol clouds. Neutron stars can rotate up to 600 times per second. There is a massive gas cloud in our galaxy containing enough ethyl alcohol to fill 400 trillion pints of beer. Saturn is the only planet that would float if placed in water. Venus is the only planet that rotates backward, also known as retrograde, and its day is longer than its year. A massive cloud of water vapor, 100 trillion times the amount of water in Earth's oceans, exists in space. Oceanography. Despite its size, over 80 to 85% of the deep ocean remains unmapped. With 94% of Earth's wildlife living underwater, much of it is still undiscovered. The mid-ocean ridge is over 40,000 miles long and is almost entirely submerged. The Mariana Trench is roughly 7 miles deep, with pressure at the bottom equivalent to 8 tons per square inch. The ocean represents 99% of all habitable space on Earth. There are an estimated 20 million tons of gold dispersed throughout the ocean water. And that's all I have for today's video. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, please hit that like button. And if there's someone you know that might be interested in this video, please forward it to them. I hope y'all have a great day. Bye!